Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the show. I am your Mocktor, not your doctor. I have no PhD and no credentials, but I'm 53 years old and I've seen some things, and I have a PhD in keeping it real. So let's get into it. Let's see, I'm looking at my spreadsheet over here. Sometimes you guys are going to see me looking that way because that's where my cheat sheet is here. But today's topic, we are going to be talking about... Okay, so have you ever noticed, like, when you feel confident about yourself and you make someone else feel uncomfortable? They sometimes feel, or you get this vibe from them that, you know, they just can't stand you, and you've done nothing wrong. You just they see you and they just are just seething with whatever is in them is just boiling over. Well, that happens sometimes when you're your authentic self and you're confident with who you are and you're in your own skin, feeling just fine in your own skin. It's a mirror for people. And that mirror makes them reflect on what they don't see in themselves. And that's very hard. It's very hard for them. So even though it feels like they hate your guts, it's not you they hate. It's how they feel about themselves when they're around you. So it's them, it's not you. So when they see that confidence, you know, and they're saying things to you like, you think you're better than me. What they're really saying is I don't like the way I feel when I'm around you. You know, so there's some people in my family that I know that I'm doing this YouTube thing. I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world. You press the button here. You don't even have to be good at it. I mean, I'm putting up videos. I don't know how well my channel's going to do because I don't know how to edit or anything yet, but I'm going to learn, I promise. And if I tell these people, they're like, who do you think you are? You know, the easiest thing in the world, because I'm doing it or I'm thinking outside of the box or I'm, you know, doing something maybe they don't have the nerve to do, they will hate on it all day and make it seem like I'm just, you know, I think I'm a movie star or something, you know, I just, whatever, I don't know. But there's people that way. You'll tell them, and because they don't have the confidence to do it, they'll be angry with you that you're doing it. So it's really it's that comparison, right? Because it's not your confidence that's attacking them. It's them comparing themselves to you. And that story of you being better than them, it's only living in their head. It's nothing you're doing, you know. So, you know, just, I guess I think this is a big deal because I see people shrinking themselves around those people, which is, you know, we get quieter, you know, our lights dimmed, you know, because it hurts our feelings. You know, we apologize for existing sometimes to these people, you know, because we, you know, it's like, what did I do? You know, really you didn't do anything, but you feel like you did something, and they're making you feel like you did something because of the way that they're responding to you. But you're not responsible for managing someone else's self-worth. Now, I feel bad for these people. I mean, I have my insecurities too. I do, believe me. I mean, I have my insecurities too. But I work on them, you know, and I don't hate myself. I work on myself all the time because I don't want to hate myself because, you know, this life can do that to you. You go through trauma and you can have all this stuff. But we aren't responsible for their self-worth. We're responsible for our self-worth. Now, at the same time, I want to say this with compassion because insecurity hurts. So I'll read you what I wrote. I'm so much better at writing than I am talking. I kind of go all over the place. The anger that defensiveness, that coldness, it's usually coming from a place of feeling not enough. So we can be kind without becoming smaller. So when we're kind, which I think is so important, we don't have to, agree. That kindness isn't saying that we agree with their story, the narrative that they have in their head that we're this bad person. It means you don't need to humiliate them. You don't want to make them feel worse. It's like, becoming their friend on Facebook just so you can post all your lavish vacations to make them feel worse. Because sometimes we want to do that. Sometimes people are making us feel so bad that we want to make them feel bad, And I talk a lot about emotional maturity on this because I want to be an emotional, mature person. And I want to, that's a natural response. That is a very natural response. But, you can be, kind and still be, not humiliate. You can be kind without dimming your own light. You can not humiliate them, if that's what you so do to choose, which I hope that's what you choose. You can stay grounded and you can stay yourself. You can keep your confidence. Be respectful to them, though, at the same time. Just don't be apologetic about who you are. Just be, proud of who you are. You've done good things in your life, and you if you were blessed to be born in one of those families where people, you were given the confidence to be yourself and be comfortable in your own skin. Good for you. I mean, don't, feel bad about who you are because someone else can't take your light, is all I'm saying. So what do you think, everybody? Have you guys had any situations like this where you felt? Let me know. I mean, I'm curious, what your responses are. And if you've had things like this happen to you, I think we all have, I'd love you to share them with me. And, I think just talking about this kind of stuff, it's good for the other person, but it's good for us too. And I don't want to make it sound like it's just all about me and I want to be the better person and I want to, I think there's two things going on with my channel. It's like I want us to be better, but, for ourselves, but for others too. I think what's lacking in this world is we're just so doggone hard on each other. I say this all the time. I see it all the time. I see the way people treat each other, and people that are, you've got people that are come from a terrible life, growing up, and they're so insecure. And then you have people that are just had an okay life, but now this world is so hard to deal with, and it's so expensive, and there's all this political stuff going on and people hating each other over it. And it's just all adding fuel to the fire. And if we can make this place a better place by being better ourselves and being better to other people, maybe we can win over some people and we can give them some compassion, but we also got to love ourselves. We got to love ourselves. This society has made us just second guess ourselves till we just can't take it no more. It is, we are so extremely hard on ourselves and on each other. And, you see everybody doing all this fun stuff on Facebook and they just, you see everybody just, and it makes you feel like, did I miss the bus? What's going on? I just feel like, we just need to be kind, come together. The fabric of society is just disintegrating. And I just think we can make it a little bit we can be a little bit kinder to each other. I really, really believe that. So if, you know somebody, and they put you in that place, there's two things. This is your prescription. I'm not a doctor. I'm a Mocktor, but I can't prescribe real medicine, but I can prescribe this. First of all, don't shrink. Don't dim your light for anybody. But you can also exercise kindness. Show them you're not a threat to them. Maybe say something nice to them that builds them up. Say something that makes them feel good, like, oh, God, you're so good at this, or you're so good at that. Let them know that they have value. That could really go a long way. Wow, someone that I think is so cool like you thinks I have value. You think I do this good. That lets their guard down. It lets them relax. And maybe a friendship can form, or maybe not, But the point is that don't shrink and, but also still be kind. So I hope you liked this video. I don't know if it's going to go anywhere, if anybody's going to watch it, or maybe I'm just going to watch it. But like, comment, and subscribe if you can. And, I hope you like the videos, and I hope to see you at your next appointment. You have a great night.